Yo, what's up YouTube? This is Reese here from C Manga and welcome to my review of Fairy Tail Chapter 362, Natsu versus Jackel. So you know what, I was actually looking forward to this chapter pretty hard, like I'm thinking yes, it's going to be an awesome fight. But you know what, the best way to kind of describe this chapter is pretty anticlimactic. In my opinion, I thought, I just kind of pictured a fight going, yeah, it would have been a lot different, if I would have been in charge of like how this fight went, if I would have been in charge of directing this. It's like, it just ended up being a whole nother, the power of friendship defeats all. And, Fairy Tail can't keep getting away with these, man. It's like, this arc has just so much, like, potential. I just don't want to see it being ruined, just like the last arc, it just had, like, all that awesome potential. Yes, all these dragons there, that's going to be so awesome. And then it's just like, bleh. I just hope, I just don't want this arc to be like that again. So, yeah, Jackel is kind of like completely amazed at the fact that Natsu is just surviving these explosions, They don't really explain how he's doing it, but I think it's kind of obvious that he must be like sucking up just as the moment it explodes, so he's just eating that entire explosion. I guess that Tartarus, they don't really know too much about Dragon Slayers, because it's like, the way that Jackel's acting with him is just like, he's never seen anything like that before, so the Dragon Slayers, they could be kind of like, the shining beacon of hope to defeating Tartarus. It just might be that's the way it is, because they don't know too much about the Dragon Slayers. But then again, I swear that Cobra is part of like the whole Tartarus group kind of thing, so you would have thought they would know a little bit about what Dragon Slayers are, that there's always different types of them, and they eat the element that they are, so I don't know, it's a bit weird. So yeah, Natsu, he basically just made Jackel say his name, it's like, bitch, say my name, say my name. He's just laying a smackdown on him hard. What's kind of pretty cool is the fact that we did get to see Natsu use his whole little fire thunder dragon mode thing once again. He didn't actually show it. I don't even think he showed it at all, really, when, he was fighting like Future Rogue, and then when he was fighting all the dragons and that. Yeah, they kind of like completely overlooked that. Last time we really saw that was, well, from my recollection, was like when he was training just after they came back, the whole time skip thing. That was like the last time he used it. It's like, wow, I actually had to use this mode. So yeah, it's kind of pretty cool seeing that. Jackel, during the fight, obviously it wasn't going his way. You see him like transform into his full animal-like demon mode, I'm guessing. So I pretty much guess they can all kind of do that whole unrestricted thing, the whole unrestricted form thing, which I was thinking like a little while back. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how the others look. Like Tempest, he was obviously kind of like a lion dude, so wonder how he will look when he kind of fully unrestricts himself, or whether he actually does have one, because if he did, you would have thought he would have used it against Luxus and that, instead of like bursting into the, I think it was the miasma, that what it's called? Yeah, it's something that I know from another video game, but yeah, instead of doing that, he would have just like gone into his full ass demon form and just beat the crap out of him instead of bursting into that form. But then again, I guess with him bursting into that form, it would have kind of just like been, oh yeah, I'm going to take out everyone then instead, nice and easy. But anyway, this is like where it starts getting like a bit disappointing in my eyes, it's like, because Natsu, he was still able to just completely overpower Jackel, even though that Jackel was like, in that full unrestricted form and everything. He was still just able to beat him down like it was nothing, It's like, even Grey had a kind of like a real tough time against Doria. The only reason he won was obviously because he was using like the demon slayer magic that was obviously encased in all the ice and everything. So that was the only reason that he won. But yeah, Natsu, there's not really too much explanation for it. It's the whole kind of like, yeah, Natsu's invincible because he's the main character. He's got plot armor, but that don't mean he can't be defeated. I would have pictured it going like a much different way. Obviously, like him and Jackel having to fight, and then them just kind of like drawing more, and then Jackel's just like, oh, yeah, you guys are a lot stronger than I thought. I'm gonna run off now and like, get like some healing and come back and kill you guys. Kind of like how it is with Ichigo and Grimjaw, that type of relationship. It's like, okay, they've fought so many times, and each time it's like, yeah, he beats him a little bit more, but then he still gets defeated and has to come, and then has to come back and fight again. But yeah, we have Jackel kind of like now defeated, which is a bit in my eyes, obviously. He pulls out his kind of like, screw it, I'm taking everyone out card, which is, he turns himself into a giant bomb. So yeah, just like I thought, all the demons, I'm guessing, pretty much have one of these kind of like screw it options. The only thing is that, unlike Tempest, where obviously he blew himself, he like burst into the things and he was able to get rebuilt, Jackel, I'm not too sure whether he can get rebuilt. It's just like the one word he said, it's like the little line he said, like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to be the first to die. So does that mean like he's actually literally gonna die, or is it gonna be a thing of, oh yeah, he can blow himself up and then they have to collect all the pieces of him to put him back together type thing? Or is it the fact that, you know, because obviously when they do that they lose all their memories when they get put back together? So yeah, it's a bit kind of confusing there, like whether he is actually dead, or whether he's going to come back later on, but with no memories of everything. So yeah, with everything kind of looking all grim and now, it ends up being Happy who saves the day, takes Jackel like into a safe range, and then, you know, lets him explode. But this again is another part which is kind of anticlimactic. It's like, oh my god, Happy just comes down and just like, you know, a little frizzled afro, just like, yeah, everything's cool. You know, the tension that was there with like, Happy, oh my god, this big explosion, are you dead or not? It's like, seriously, that's frustrating, you know. If they wanted to kind of like build some tension, they could have at least let Happy kind of like fall down from the sky from that explosion, like a bit, you know, in a critical injured condition for like, because like for him to just be fine, it's a bit like, what? Natsu had a friggin' hard ass time. You're telling me Happy, he's struggling to pull him up, yeah, he's looking like, oh gosh, this is hard. Drags him up there and then is able to escape that blast at the same time when that blast was supposed to be big enough to take out the entire town. It's like, really? Where's the sense in that? That's a bit of like a little plot hole right there. How the hell could he like shoot up that fast and come back down quicker than the guy could explode? Doesn't really make too much sense. But yeah, that pretty much ends that chapter, you know. It's like I said, a little bit anticlimactic in my eyes. It's like, I was hyped up for it. I thought it was going to be a really good fight, you know. The fight scenes, they were really good, but again, it's just a whole kind of like, I'm Natsu, I'm invincible. It's a bit frustrating, you know. So yeah, I just kind of like hope that Jackel isn't dead, because I just thought it was just a bit too easy. It's like Natsu, first time he got defeated, and next time he comes back, thanks to the power of friendship, he's able to win. The power of friendship, man, that cannot be a deciding factor. Seriously, if it ends up being Fairy Tail versus Tartarus and Fairy Tail win just because they all work together, the power of friendship, it's just, no. Boo. No. It can't be like that. It has to be a giant epic fight. These guys are supposed to be some of the most powerful, like, this is supposed to be one of the most powerful guilds out there, you know, one of the darkest ones. And you're telling me that Fairy Tail are going to defeat them thanks to the power of friendship? No. It cannot be like that. I have to put my foot down and say no. But yeah, before I digress and make it sound like, you know, I hate this chapter, no, it was alright, average, you know, I'm giving it like an, obviously like a little kind of average rating. I'm just really frustrated and disappointed. That is why I'm ranting, just disappointed. It's like, so much good potential, and then it just felt like it just got slapped. It's like, no, we're not going to give you this, we're just going to give you the same old power of friendship crap. It's like, seriously, if I want power of friendship, I'll read Naruto. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. You've heard me rant a lot, but you know, what did you guys think of this chapter? You can let me know in your comments below. As usual, enjoy the video, give it a little thumbs up, really helps out, and don't forget to check out what else we've got on the channel. So I'll see you next time.